Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Players Own YouTube channel and welcome to our Europa League final combined 11 as Manchester United take on Tottenham Hotspur in just over a day's time to see who can salvage a trophy from an horrendous season. It'll be 17th taking on 16th from the Premier League standing. So it just shows how poor and underwhelming both these sides have been this season. But a spot in the Champions League for next season is on the line, and also silverware for both these two sides here. It's a different battle. You know, United 5 finals in 5 seasons. Tottenham looking to try and get their first piece of silverware in over 20 years. So it is going to be a very, very massive game for both these clubs that have different experiences in terms of finals as well. As I said, both teams coming to this game heavily underwhelming this season, struggling in league football, and also having their own problems in the Europa League as well. Obviously, the tough tie which Spurs had to face with Frankfurt, leading right to the end there, requiring Dom Solanke penalty to make sure they get over the line there in Frankfurt. Manchester United, that crazy turnaround to come back late on versus Lyon. United obviously beat Bilbao, the host City, for the final along the journey as well. So both teams have different journeys. Obviously, Bodo Glimt in the semi-final for Tottenham Hotspur was much too easy for them as they walked over the Norwegian side. So both teams different routes to the final, but both with one goal in mind, that is Champions League football, and for Tottenham Hotspur in particular, a trophy to end this season off, and a trophy for Ange Postecoglou in his second year in charge. Both managers under pressure, both play groups under pressure as well. They've both really been subpar, I guess is the nice way to say it. Really horrible this season, both these two sides. But a trophy covers up a lot of the cracks and a lot of the struggles of this season for both these two sides here. But this is my combined 11 for the two units. Again, a lot of players underwhelming, a few players standing out and being bright spots in what has been a very dull and dark season for both these two sides. I went with a 4-3-3. In goal has to be Vicario for me. 81% save percentage in the Europa League, only conceded 5 goals throughout the tournament. He has been superb, and obviously Andre Onana could go nowhere near this combined 11 with his save percentages. Left back, Destiny Udogie in there for me, 3.3 tackles per game, 1.1 interceptions, and the 1.2 clearances per game for him. He's been probably not at his best to what we saw at the start of last season, but steady Eddie, I guess is the way to put it. And Manchester United have not really had a left-back available this season. Of course, we've had Dorgu come after the January transfer window. He's had his own struggles. Diogo Dalot played a lot of left-back early in the season. And both these two sides here, I think, have really struggled defensively in terms of the wide spaces. They've had some great centre-halves for both these two sides. But the fullbacks have been a real struggle for both units this season in terms of consistent performances. I think Destiny Udogie is probably the best of a pretty average bunch, but his attacking outlet, he can provide at his best, but most importantly, it's his speed, his ability to track back and make those important challenges, which separates himself from the rest of the players here. The two centre-halves, I've gone with Christian Romero and Harry Maguire. Maguire, obviously, a fantastic 2024 into 2025. He has got the 4 goals this season, the 1.8 interceptions and 3 clearances. Christian Romero, again, another solid season for him, 2.1 tackles per game, 1.5 interceptions. The big problem for the East has been injuries. I think Harry Maguire has been struggling with some soft tissue injuries throughout the season. Romero obviously having that elongated stint out, as a lot of Tottenham players have had this season. A lot of injuries have struck this side here, but you're looking at probably 2 of the better players in both these two sides, just in general. Harry Maguire probably up there, 3rd or probably 2nd best performer in the United shirt this season. And Christian Romero, wherever he plays, you feel the difference. You feel that physicality, you feel that presence, you feel the leadership as well. He commands space. He's a real strong physical presence and adds a bit of grit and grind to this Tottenham Hotspur side, which is all very front-footed, very lackadaisical in terms of defending. They've been one of the weakest sides in defending transition over the last 2 seasons under Ange Postecoglou. And I just think the toughness of Romero adds something different, which his Spurs side don't have. And obviously Harry Maguire, the 4 goals, by the way, very important goals. Obviously the biggest one being that Lyon header to win that game there. But look, throughout the season, has looked like the captain of what United bought him to be 3 or 4 years ago. He's refound that confidence and that belief in himself. Yes, he's more suited to that back 3. We doesn't have to be exploited with his pace, but he's been fantastic. And whenever United have called on him, he's been up to the challenge. So here he goes alongside Romero. Pedro Porro is the right back. 4 goals and 9 assists, 3.6 clearances, 5.3 ball recoveries per game. He's been, again, another shining light in a very weak Tottenham Hotspur side this season. Still believe he's one of the best deliveries into the box in terms of corners and crosses. Always good supply for the centre forward or the midfielders making the late runs into the box. And yes, he had to compete with Jed Spence early in January and February, but he's prevailed, I guess, in the battle of those two fullbacks. I think for me, one of the strongest fullbacks just in a poor side. He can't really stand out with the players around him and how poor they've been defensively, but in a very, very complete unit, I think he'd definitely stand out as one of the better fullbacks in world football. Looking at our midfield three, Casemiro and Bentancur, the two deeper lying players for me. Casemiro, 5 goals and 2 assists, 4.4 tackles, 4.4 ball recoveries, has refound that old Casemiro of the first season of Manchester United this year. Strong in the challenges. You know, his pace isn't quite there, but he's always there making the challenge where they need to, whether it be just taking someone out and actually limiting the counter-attack or sweeping in to win that ball back and get United back on the front foot. He's been massive for them this season. And similar to that first season, it's only been 5 goals, but 5 very important goals. Such a threat from set pieces in and around the box. So just a massive year of a comeback for Casemiro and showing his quality once more. Obviously, Bentancur, also another player that's got that physicality, that ball-winning capacity. And again, another player, when Tottenham have him in the side, look much better than when they don't. You know, Pat Matasar, who's really fallen away for like this season. Basuma, not the player that he was at Brighton. Bentancur is a great balance between ball retention in terms of his ability to play on the ball, but also the ball-winning capacity. 5 ball recoveries a game, 2.6 tackles and 2.1 interceptions per game shows that. A physical beast, a ball winner in midfield, and someone who's been so important for Tottenham in their run into this final here. So he's been fantastic. And obviously the number 10 speaks for himself. Bruno Fernandes, 19 goals and 17 assists in one of the worst, actually the worst United side in history. 3 key passes per game, a successful dribble per game, 2.2 tackles per game, and 60% accurate long ball percentage. He does everything. He has carried this team on his back all season long, whether it be in the league, whether it be in cup competitions, and in particular the Europa League. Had to play sometimes at the 8, sometimes it feels like he's playing at the 6 as a second striker. Obviously his best work's done in the number 10, but it's just a massive question mark of where United would be without Bruno Fernandes. If he was injured this season, there is, without not taking the mick here or being silly, there's a real chance United are in a relegation scrap coming into the final few match days. He has saved this side continuously. Leadership on and off the pitch, the way he conducts himself, the way he just drives his side forward with just relentless willingness to win the ball and get it going forward. He wants to do everything for this side, and he can't. He tries his best, but he just can't do everything. He needs support around him. You know, obviously the club wants him to stay, but I feel sorry for the man. He deserves a big club. He deserves to shine on the biggest stages, and this is a real chance of redemption for that Europa League final 3 years ago to win a European trophy with Manchester United as a captain would mean a lot, and it would mean he basically has won everything United have been available to win. He would have won a Carabao Cup as a captain, FA Cup as a captain, Europa League as a captain. All you're missing is the big one, the Premier League and obviously the Champions League. But with the state this club has been in across the last 10 years, and when Bruno has been at the club, he has done everything in his possible capacity to lift this side off the canvas. And he'll do it yet again in the final, no doubt about that. The front three, on the left, Heung-min Son, 11 goals and 11 assists. Not been his year. He's struggled with the lack of pace, obviously, as he's gotten older, but still providing that output in the side. He's always an output player, and 11 goals, 11 assists is nothing to be, mocked at. He's done a fantastic job this year. Yes, in and out of the side, dealing with injuries, dealing with the poor performances of the unit, but whenever he's had the capacity to impact games, he often does. And it's at the end of the day, it is Son Heung-min who can make a difference and be the X factor on any single night. Obviously, got Dominic Solanke up top, 15 goals and 8 assists. Has been massive for Tottenham in their Europa League charge. A lot of Europa League goals this season. And look, between the two sides here, both sides lack the creativity for a centre forward. Dom Solanke's done the best he could with the limited opportunities he's got. And when you compare him to the likes of Joshua Zirkzee and also Rasmus Højlund, he's the much better clinical finisher. And also, if you forget 12 months ago, he was raved about one of the best strikers in the Premier League with what he was doing at Bournemouth. So maybe of an off year coinciding with Tottenham's off year. We expect him back to his best next season. And on the right, Amad Diallo is fit, so I'm going to put him in this combined 11. 10 goals and 8 assists. 2 successful dribbles, 2 key passes, and 2 tackles per game. Does a bit of everything. He might play right wing back, he might play a number 10 in this final, but he has been revolutionary for Manchester United this season. Bruno Fernandes has been number 1. If Amad Diallo was fit for probably longer periods of the season, he probably would have been number 2. But whenever at the start of the season United were struggling, when they needed a spark, Amad Diallo was there to make things happen. Trickery on the football, right foot, left foot, the ability to find the right pass or find the shot in and around the box is his, I guess, difference-making characteristic. Not many young players have the ability to make the right reads in the box like Amad Diallo has done this season, and that's what's made him stand out this year. So that is my combined 11 is Vicario in goal with Doggy, Romero, Maguire and Porro at the back as a back four, Casemiro, Bentancur and Bruno Fernandes in midfield, Son Heung-min, Dominic Solanke and Amad Diallo up top. Again, not the greatest combined 11 of all time we've made here in the channel, but strong nonetheless. And looking forward to this final here. It's going to be, obviously as a United fan, very worrying, but also, I guess as a neutral looking at it, it'll be very, very entertaining. Two sides that have struggled at both ends of the park this season. It could either be a very, very cagey, ugly sort of, one goal wins the game type game, or it could be a 4-5, a 4-3, something like that high-scoring game where both teams just go gun-ho in this game here. It's going to be something to keep an eye on for definitely. I think the football world will come and watch this game. Two of English worst performing teams this season, especially in the Premier League, going head-to-head in a European final. We're all going to be there, aren't we? My prediction, obviously, I'm going to go with Manchester United winning. I'm going to go with a 2-1 tough win. I think it comes in extra time. I think both teams probably are going to play for extra time. And then once that moment comes, it's going to be who can take a chance, who can create a half opportunity and convert that half opportunity. I think United, with the history in finals of you playing Man City in 2 FA Cup finals, going to the Carabao Cup final versus Newcastle United 2 years ago and winning 2 trophies in the last 2 seasons, been there and done it, the experience of Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes in these big finals, Nusayr Mazraoui, these players who've won things and have been at big clubs, that's going to be the difference maker, I feel like, in this game here. But don't get me wrong, I think Tottenham play the better football. They're playing the better football, and they probably come in for me as favourites. I know they're not regarded as favourites due to the injuries of Bergvall, Maddison, but I think they come in this game as favourites due to the way they play their football, the way their manager has at least implemented his system. Ruben Amorim right now seems to be stuck in between of what do I do? Do I play a little bit more pragmatic or do I play my style? And it's not quite worked at Manchester United across the last 5 months. So, look, my bias is there. That's why I've gone with a Manchester United 2-1 win. But this is a flip of the coin for me. Two sides that you don't know what side you're going to get on the day. Is it going to be a great Man United? Is it going to be an awful Man United? Is it going to be a superb Tottenham? Or is it going to be a forgettable day for Tottenham? Just wait out and see. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Who would you have in this Europa League final combined 11? What is your prediction for the final? And let me know your thoughts. Does this trophy for one of these sides save their season, or still is it an absolute failure? Because I think for both sides, it's been a failure. Obviously, if Tottenham win the trophy, it covers up a little bit more and looks a little bit better for Tottenham Hotspur because of the need for a trophy across the last 15 years. For Manchester United, even if they win the final, it is no excuse. Like Ruben Amorim said, it's been such underwhelming and awful season for the club that has such high standards. Even Tottenham, such high standards. Both these clubs just above the relegation zone. A Europa League trophy for me, for neither side, covers up what has been a very, very poor season. As I said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed this video. And guys, enjoy this Europa League final. It's definitely going to be something to keep an eye on for. It's going to be one for the Twitter fan pages. It's going to be one for social media, absolutely, depending on who wins and loses this final. With that being said, guys, have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the final. And I'll see you guys for the video very, very soon. Till next time, guys. See you later.